All right, fig lovers, this is Ross the Fig Boss. Welcome back to another fig season. I am, of course, this year once again starting my fig growing season of 2024. It's early March here in the Philadelphia area, and we are in a commercial greenhouse once again. Thanks to my friend Chip at SherwoodSeeds.com. Check out his store. It's really the only seed company that I recommend. Of course, how could I not? But he really does have high quality seeds. I've seen him all throughout the season not only start his seeds in this greenhouse, but then germinate them from his own stock, go and plant them in the fields, and then of course harvest the seeds. I've seen him through basically step A to step Z. So I would highly recommend his seed company. Now, I'm making this video though to show you guys that we're gonna have fig cuttings, or fig trees, excuse me, for sale coming up very soon. But they're only in the 1 gallon size. If you guys wanted a larger fig tree, you missed the sale that happens every November. We sell 3 and 5 gallon size trees, but these are perfectly fine in my opinion. They are the right size once they root out and fill this container here, and that should happen, probably the sale will probably happen in about a month. I imagine it's going to take a little bit of time for these trees to actually wake up, then to start putting out new growth. I've already taken some steps to maintain them, to make them healthier for you guys. We're going to have to feed them very soon. And then, of course, in about a month, I would say probably the first week of April to the second week of April, I'll probably start it after tax season because that's what I do for a living, guys. If you're not familiar, I am a CPA, and so tax season right now is kicking my butt. I don't really have a lot of time to make videos. I don't also have a lot of time to be selling trees and listing them and then also shipping them to you guys. So we're probably going to have to wait, unfortunately. I wanted this to happen in March, but we're going to have to probably wait until after tax season for the actual shipment. But as for the sale, it'll probably go live the first week of April, maybe the last week of March, somewhere around there. And I will alert you guys on the blog. I'll alert you guys on this YouTube channel. I'll alert you guys on the newsletter to the blog. So that way you guys are aware. I'll also alert you guys on social media like Instagram and Facebook. So follow me in one of those 5 or whatever places it is that I'll let you guys know about the sale. Additionally, I want to talk about inventory. Now, I don't have an exact inventory of what we will sell, but I did take some cuttings just now off of these trees just to rejuvenation prune them. Actually, by pruning them at this point, I then can allow the trees to leaf out in different directions, and then I can make an executive decision for you about which growth or which tree actually is healthy. And if the tree isn't healthy, I won't sell it. And I can also make an executive decision about which of the shoots that the tree puts out is also healthy. And so if the tree is not putting out growth that I would deem healthy, I don't even sell it, I don't bother. And that's why the rejuvenation pruning works so well. First off, it makes the trees healthier, and you can select a shoot that actually is healthy. Now, even the trees that I'm not selling, I did this same exact pruning to, just to reduce the height quite a bit on these trees. But not only to reduce the height, but also, like I said, to make them healthier. In terms, though, of inventory, I don't have a full inventory list yet, but we will soon on the blog. Probably in the next week or two, I'll post at least what it is that we're going to have available. And we have, let's see, we have Nero 600M, we have Thermalito, Campaneri, Smith. I got a lot of Campaneri and I got a lot of Smith. And I think a lot of people are going to be happy with those, probably more than the others, because I would recommend those 2 figs. First of all, Campaneri is either right on par with Hardy Chicago or slightly better for people in really cold places. Smith is probably the perfect fig for anyone in a humid climate. Even better, I would argue, than Celeste, just because it has an amazing flavor profile. We also have things like Colonel Littman's Black Cross, LSU Tiger, LSU Huye, LSU Champagne, White Triana, Nerucciolo de Elba. I actually have quite a few Nerucciolo de Elba that we're going to be able to sell. We've got a Godfather, Constance, La Bourgeoisie, Ronde Bordeaux. I know some people were asking me about Ronde Bordeaux. We'll have some San Baggio. Also, Stallion and other Celeste types will probably have some for sale as well. So a lot of the good old standards. I probably will have maybe a couple really interesting ones like Black Celeste, maybe Verdino del Nord, maybe even a fig called Salato that I really like. That's probably brand new, that a lot of people haven't even heard of yet. We also have Teramo here I'm looking at. Yeah, so there's a pretty good amount of selection. Col Noir, aka Sucrete, Long de Oud. Yeah, so I think you guys are going to be happy with the sale, and I'm trying to get them out as soon as I can. I know it's probably a lot of you guys in warmer places, you want the trees immediately because you can plant immediately. And so that's the thing I also want to talk about in this video is when you guys get these trees in the mail, they are, of course, at this point, there's not a whole lot going on with them. But when you get them, I'm expecting them to have quite an amount of really good growth. Otherwise, I wouldn't ship it. But from this size, I would probably, before you even plant the tree, I would up pot it into a 3-gallon size pot or a 2-gallon size pot. That's about an 8-inch by 8-inch pot or a 10-inch by 10-inch pot. Get them in that size and grow them out for like just a couple months. Feed them well, keep them well watered, and you'll see once you put them in that pot, they're going to take off. And then once they take off and they're established in a larger size, then I would recommend planting them. In most cases, I know you can have success, and I've seen success, and that's what I've recommended for years, is you can plant them straight from this size. This is a 4 by 9-inch pot, or a 6 by 6-inch pot. I just wouldn't recommend that anymore to you guys out there. For the average fig grower, for the average person, especially if you're new, get it in a larger pot, and you know what? It only takes about 2 months, and then you can just do whatever you want with it. I know a lot of us want to be, do this right away, but fig trees and fruit trees, you just need some patience, and that patience pays off. So take my advice, wait a little bit until you get them established in a larger size and then plant them. Now the issue is some of you guys, like I said, you want them now because it's going to get really warm where you live, and it's going to get too warm that you can't plant something like a fig tree. Now, I plant fig trees typically in the spring and in the fall, but I always now, at this point, I will only really plant them in the springtime. I know I've said in the past, and I have planted some trees in the fall, but because of my colder climate, I don't really recommend planting them in the fall anymore. They just need to get through that first winter time, and the best way to do that is to plant them in the spring so you can accurately or help them prepare them through that first winter time. Once they get through the first winter, then they're good. Some people argue actually that you put them in a larger pot and then plant them. I don't see much of a benefit to doing that personally. It's really just about protecting them in that first year, regardless of the size that you plant them at. So for me, I'm being patient anyway. I know a lot of you guys out there, like I said, you want the tree now, you want to plant the tree now, but they're just not available. That's why I sold all those big trees in November. That would be the time to actually get a large tree to then plant it in the springtime if you wanted something really big. But for the rest of you guys, like I said, grow it in a pot. Maybe even grow it in a pot for a year. So like if you're in a cold climate like me, don't grow it for 2 months. Grow it in a pot for an entire year. Then next spring, this time, plant it in the ground. And you're going to be way better off. I'm telling you, I've planted and have grown literally over 1,000 fig trees at this point. And so that's just the best practice that you can have to see success, 10 times out of 10. So I thank you guys here for watching this one. Like I said, the sale is going to come live soon. We'll have inventory in about a week or two. And then, of course, like I said, in the beginning of April, the sale will go live, and I'll ship them out mid-April to you guys after tax season. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. And thank you for supporting me. If you want to see more content like this, as always, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, subscribe to the blog, the newsletter, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Take care, everybody.